You as an Arsenal fan, with your current, state in the Premier League, do you think you can go head-to-head with this present Chelsea football team?
Any day, anytime.
So, regardless of the London derby, it's always 100 for Arsenal.
It's currently with the current squad and his play style and everything, Arsenal will beat Chelsea. Any day, anytime.
We're live from Patriot TV, your home of information and entertainment. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Wale, as usual. One of those weekends, football vibes. We have the AFCON, Now with us, we have the Nigerian Super Eagles, featuring tomorrow their match against Equatorial Guinea. And we have Mr. Wale here to give us his own analysis about today's match. The Chelsea FULHAM that just concluded, and probably a sneak peek into what we should expect from this Nigerian Super Eagles at the AFCON 2024 Ivory Coast. Mr. Wale, Chelsea FULHAM, it's all up to you now. You can give us all the advice and the prediction we need about this football.
All right, so it was the West London derby between Chelsea and Fulham, but it wasn't what you'd expect. Okay, it was what you expect at the derby, but of course people expected a lot of crackers because both teams are actually teams who play better in transition. But for most of the match, they didn't actually play a transition game. They just played anyhow. How derby games and things just go out of plan, and everybody they just kept trying to defend energy and everything. So Chelsea got a penalty early in the first half from Raheem Sterling, and Kopama converted it. But later on in the game, Fulham began to pile on the pressure. They had a couple of chances which the Petrovic, the Chelsea goalkeeper, was able to save, and some other ones. And then later on, Conor Gallagher hits the bar with a sweet volley from the outside of his right foot. But all in all, Chelsea were able to hold on at the end for a one-goal win. But at the time, Chelsea could not even clear the ball from their box 18. It was a pinball game. As Chelsea was clearing it, Fulham was taking it back. It was. But for me, you could see that personally, I felt Fulham were missing Iwobi in their team, because this season, since Iwobi joined, he has been playing as a link behind the striker and the midfield. So there was nobody connecting from the midfield, from the wings to the striker. Raul Jimenez didn't even get any chance until around the 80-something minutes before he got one chance on goal. And that shows Iwobi's importance. He might not score, he might not get the goals, but he's been that link that has been there. So I think they really missed him. And also Chelsea, they still had the same problem. They're creating chances, but they are not making use of their chances. They are not finishing their chances. Armando Broja had a lot of chances that they wasted. At time when he had to take a shot, he was taking first touch or trying to take a second shot, a second touch or dribble on. No, just take the shot and score. It was just a whole lot of mix-up. But in the end, Chelsea were lucky they came up with the win. Third straight win for them in the Premier League. So all in all, I think they are good. They started the 2024 well, so we'll see how far they can go.
Okay, so let me just quickly chip this in. You as an Arsenal fan, with your current, state in the Premier League, do you think you can go head-to-head with this present Chelsea football team?
Any day, anytime.
So regardless of the London derby, it's always 100 for Arsenal.
It's currently with the current squad and his play style and everything, Arsenal will beat Chelsea. Any day, anytime.
Okay, so where do you see Chelsea ending their season? On the position they are, ended the season with.
If Chelsea can actually get things right, I see them qualifying for Europe, either Europa. I don't see them in top 4, but they will definitely qualify for Europa if they can get their acts right and begin to bring in the goals. They will get to Europa League.
This performance against their next opposition, not the FA Cup, obviously, which it's against Middlesbrough, which they want to go down. Their next Premier League outing, this performance, do you see them, having winning these same 3 points against their next opposition?
If they play this way, no. The midfield was solid, to be fair. The midfield was solid. They kept winning balls, they kept recycling balls, but the wingers and the striker couldn't finish, and that is what they need to. If not for that penalty, they wouldn't have scored. I thought today they were wasteful in front of goal, so they need to work on that. If they continue to be wasteful, if they play a team who can be solid defensively like Fulham were, but can actually take their chances better than Fulham did, they would beat Chelsea. Okay,
so let's say a straightforward analysis from Mr. Wale, my co-host, Patriot TV for your home of information and entertainment away from the Premier League. Now, Ivory Coast 2024, the AFCON is here. Ivory Coast, the host nation, taking on Guinea tonight in their, their first match in the AFCON. Nigeria going head-to-head tomorrow against Guinea, also Equatorial Guinea tomorrow around
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Yeah, African time. So, what do you see, or how do you see the Super Eagles performing at the AFCON?
In Super Eagles' performance, you see, there's a lot of questions and everything being raised in terms of preparation, in terms of so many things. Now, let's start from the coach and NFF themselves. They had an issue because Pesero, they forced an argument between whether they were supposed to take 25 or 27-man squad. And CAF actually said they are allowed to take up to 27. But according to NFF says, Pesero says he wanted 25-man squad, that it was easy to manage a smaller squad. Later, Pesaro was being heard saying that it was NFF that insisted they take a 25-man squad. In between, whatever it is, but we've seen that we've lost 2 players to injuries already, Victor Boniface and Umar Sadiq, and both have been replaced by Terry Murphy and Paul Onuachu. That aside, another controversy has been the Nigerian goalkeeping situation.
And that's a very terrible one, because it was the same thing that cost us in the last Nations Cup against Tunisia.
Speaking about that last Nations Cup against Tunisia, personally for me, I was never comfortable with Maduka Okoye ever since General brought him. Yes, he had the frame, he had the swag, he had the confidence that we needed for a number 1 goalkeeper. He had everything but the performance. I was never a fan of him. His performance never showed me that he really had what it takes. And truly, when we were actually tested, I remember the game against, was it Sierra Leone, that we were leading 4-0. It was just for us to cruise. First half 4-0, second half they just cruise. The very first shot that Sierra Leone got on target went in, and then they got excited. The second shot went in, and before we knew it, it was 4-4. Same thing happened in that Nations Cup. He did not face any shot at all. Throughout the tournament. The very first shot he was going to face against Tunisia, long range, hopeful shot, somehow he fumbled it, it went into the net, and that was the end for Nigeria. But to be fair, the backlash he received afterwards was quite unfair to him, and a lot of death threat, and everything. So I think he took a step back, but I think also this is where management comes in. NFF needs to have good player management. Same thing with coach. They needed people who could actually talk to him, help him get back into his mental best, and so they can come back to Nigeria and play for them. But they didn't do that. But I'm glad to see that he's picked up his career. He's now the number 1 for Udinese. So that is not an easy. It shows that he's had a long way to go, and he has come very far. But coming back to Uzoho, for me Uzoho has been one of the best keepers we've had, but something along happened, which is still the same thing I'm talking about, man management. Something happened to him. We saw Uzoho in the 2018 World Cup. We need that Uzoho back. That was Uzoho. That was a keeper that can be a number 1 for a long time. But somehow along the line, he has lost that confidence. They need to work on it to bring back that confidence. Uzoho with that confidence is an Uzoho you want to be your number 1. He's sharp. He's agile, he's good with his feet, he reads the game very well, and he has good reflexes, and he makes good saves. But once he is not confident, you see it in his game. Let me give you an example. The World Cup qualifiers, when we went to Ghana to play, he was the man of the match. That was Uzoho at his best. At home, second leg, in front of your home fans, somehow he just got nervous, and a Thomas Partey shot just went through his hands into the net. He was a different goalkeeper. If you watch both games, you will see what I'm saying. The same thing against Manchester United. He was on another level that day. He was on another level. But afterwards, you see a lot of things. Look at the friendly we played against Saudi Arabia. He considered 2 needless goals. So that Jekyll and Hyde Uzoho, we need to stop. We need to know who he is. Is he Jekyll or is he Hyde? Let us know who you are. Let us know which type of goalkeeper you are. So I think this tournament can be a redemption arc for him if he can really work on that. Then also the players, we've had a lot of injuries. Indeed is out. So we have a Frank Onyeka and Alazan. Yusuf Alazan who are going to play in the defensive midfield. Then forward, Onuachu has been called back, but we still have Osimhen, and then Terry Murphy, we have Iwobi, then Ahmed Musa. We had Ahmed Musa and Simon Moses and all of that. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I expect nothing less than a semi-final finish for Nigeria. Anything short of that is a failure, personally.
Okay, you don't see us winning in AFCON?
I see us winning, but I'm saying anything short of semi-final. If we don't get to the semi-final, then it's a failure. With the crop of players we have, then we failed in that tournament. But yes, I do see us winning. But that will also depend on if Pesero actually works on the players, because the formation he uses 4-2-4. I don't know. It hasn't been working so well. Yeah, it gives us a lot of attacking options, but our midfield is thin. So I think it switched to 4-3-3 during the preparations, but we haven't really seen now where that works. So we'll see what it starts tomorrow by 3 p.m. when we face Equatorial Guinea. We'll see which formation it switches to. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, so that is just a slight analysis from Mr. Wale, my co-host, on the possible, performance or what to expect from the Super Eagles of Nigeria at the 2024 Ivory Coast AFCON. Hopefully, the players we've gone there with will be at their best from the keepers, the defense line, the midfield, and the strikers. And we'll go all out, clearing our group stage, winning this second round quarterfinal, and going all ahead, hopefully, to win the AFCON, because there are other oppositions there too, the likes of Ivory Coast, Senegal, Morocco, Ghana, Tunisia, Algeria, and all. So hopefully this 2024 AFCON will go in the favor of Nigerian Super Eagles and would win it again after the 2013 outing that was won by late Coach Stephen Kechi. Well, so this is our analysis for you fans from Patriot TV, your home of information and entertainment, with my co-host Awale. Stay tuned, keep liking, keep subscribing, don't forget to turn up your notification button as we keep giving you updates about Premier League football, the current AFCON, and other leagues around the globe. Thank you very much for staying tuned. God bless you all.